Hi, Miss Neville Science class. Here's our lesson, our recorded lesson on station models today. So, our learning objective for today is to be able to develop and use a model, particularly a station model, to communicate current and future weather conditions in one area. In your notes, please write down using station models. You do not have to write down the learning objective there. Just keep it in the back of your head so you know the purpose of our lesson today. At any time, if Miss Neville goes too fast, feel free to rewind this and pause so that you can finish any notes that you need to finish. So in our notes, let's write down what is a station model. What is a station model? And it's important for us to know that a station model is an abbreviated system that meteorologists or weather scientists use to tell us or communicate current and future weather conditions. Anything Miss Neville underlines or puts in a block, you'll need to write down. So here's an example of a station model. It looks pretty kooky, doesn't it? All of these abbreviations and numbers. I even see a rooster's feather. That's what it looks like, a chicken feather sitting there. We're going to look at what each of these mean. Okay, so in your notes, you'll want to draw this picture. Very good. But you can leave out the following parts of this drawing. The sea pressure level you don't need to have in your picture. And the dew point temperature you also don't need to have in your picture. All of the other parts of a station model we need to have in our picture. It's important for us to know that temperature, cloud coverage, how much cloud is in the sky, significant weather like precipitation, wind direction, and wind speed are calculated and are shown using a station model. So let's look at our first example here. Example 1. Please write example 1. So when we're looking here, it's important for us to notice that the circle of a station model, that circle in the middle, can be colored in halfway. It can be left completely white, or it can be completely colored in. This is talking about cloud coverage. How many clouds are in the sky? Okay, so if that circle is completely white on the inside, there's 0% cloud coverage. Of course, here will be 50% cloud coverage. That means when I look up in the sky, half of my sky is covered in cloud and half of it is not. Or 100%. That means it's completely cloudy. Okay? So when we're looking here, it's important for us to understand that center bubble of a station model is talking about cloud coverage. Please feel free to pause this if you need to finish your pictures now. So let's use this one here, and we're going to add on to our station model. Before we add on to it, I want us to draw our cardinal directions in the upper right hand corner of our notes. North, south, west, east. Okay. Never eat soggy waffles. Have you heard that before? So you can remember your cardinal directions. But we also want to make sure we label our secondary directions. If this is north and this is east, this is northeast. If this is south and this is east, This is southeast, southwest, and northwest. The second part here of our notes, we're going to talk about wind direction. You may see a bar extending from our cloud covered circle. This bar tells us the wind direction. It tells us the wind direction. So whatever direction that bar is going in, that's the direction the wind is blowing from. So in this case, the wind is blowing southeast. You notice how this is going down, just like this part is going down? Southeast. Then we want to look at the tip of our bar, and it's going to have some little feathers on it. Okay, so when we're looking here at these feathers, because I'm sure that's not what the meteorologists call them, when we're looking at those feathers there, it's important for us to know that these feathers, they tell us the wind speed. And it's actually, wind speed is measured in knots, K-N-O-T-S. That's an extra credit question that you may or may not ever see. You just need to make sure you understand that the more feathers we see, the more lines we see coming off of our bar, the faster our wind is blowing. Okay, so it could have up to, I've seen 4. So that's hurricane winds usually. Okay, but it could just have 1. Okay, and so that means that the wind is not blowing very fast if it's on a bar with just 1. But if there's more, that means the wind is blowing faster. Take some time to pause this if you need to. We then want to discuss temperature is going to be measured here. Temperature will be shown on a station model. And the temperature will usually be written in the upper left-hand corner, just as a number. We need to know that the temperature is written in the upper left-hand corner, and it's written in Fahrenheit, in degrees Fahrenheit. So we would see a number here, 72, okay? And it's talking about the temperature. So that number in the upper left-hand corner of your station model tells us the temperature. You would then possibly see on the chart that you just drew in your notes from Schoology today, you would then possibly see either a dot or a star. And it's going to be right there below the temperature, okay, as a dot or a star. If you see a dot here, it's talking about precipitation, rain. And if you see a star here, you want to guess what kind of precipitation that is? Did you say snow? Very good. Yep, that would be snow. Okay, so as we're looking here, it's important for us to understand that precipitation is going to be shown there at the below the temperature on the left side of your station model. So let's put all of this information together in example 2. Example 2, I'm going to draw So my weather model is done. So what kind of weather do we see here? Let's write down this question. What weather conditions are being described with this station model? And so when we look at this, we see that our bubble is completely clear. So it's a clear bubble. So what does that mean? Then we see an 83 in the upper left-hand corner. Then we see a bar going upwards, slanted between north and east. And then we see two little feathers coming off of our bar. Using this station model, guys, we're able to determine what kind of weather is happening using this station model. So let's write it out. Once again, you want to copy what Miss Neville writes here. Okay, the weather is, notice how I started my sentence with a capital letter. That's what we need to make sure we do. The weather is (83 degrees Fahrenheit) with clear skies. See, there's no cloud coverage. And strong winds take the rest of it up here, blowing from, or strong winds, that's fine, blowing from the northeast. See, north, east. So right here in the middle would be northeast. Please finish writing this now. Pause if you need to. So let's look at some station models, and we're also now going to put together our knowledge of a pressure system. We want to remember, go back to using my highlighter. We want to remember that a high pressure system is shown by a blue H, and a low pressure system is shown by a red L. So if we were to see a station model, how do I know if that station model is showing me an area that has high pressure or an area that has low pressure? Here's some things I could look for. If it's low pressure, remember that's going to be severe weather. So I would probably have 50% cloud coverage or complete cloud coverage. Remember, this is rain, hurricanes, thunderstorms, tornadoes. And so I could see either one of these as my cloud coverage symbol. Winds could be blowing from any direction, okay? So that bar could be coming from any direction. We're going to see lots of strong wind blowing, okay? We're going to see strong winds here in a low pressure system. Remember, that's telling us that some severe weather is coming, and our temperatures could be anything, okay? Our temperatures won't necessarily be super hot, and they won't necessarily be super cold. So I'm going to say any temperatures could indicate a low pressure system. Low pressure systems don't just have